what did you see in camp from your guys, and kind of how did you improve? How did your room improve throughout fall camp?
Well, I think we've got a room that's got some competition in it, so that always helps. You know, we've got a few numbers where guys are first learning what to do, because a lot of guys haven't been in the mix. So now they're getting the opportunity to play on the big show, and a couple have, but a lot of them have a lot of talent, but just haven't yet. So it's all a learning process.
We've heard a lot from some of the other receivers about what Tutu can do out on the field. What's your description of how difficult he is to coach?
Well, he's lightning in a bottle. You know, as a kid's got extreme speed and quickness to go with it. He's also got a good feel for the game, meaning that he knows when it's zone man, he finds windows, he knows how to get open. So he's a guy that's very difficult to cover, plus he's got really good football sense. Now, he's not real big, but you still got to catch him, so he's very, very difficult to catch.
Coach, you see that when you get here on tape, but in spring and in the fall, is he maybe even a little better than what it shows on tape, or maybe a little tougher is what it seems like to be?
Yeah, I think what we've talked about is his blocking ability the last 2 or 3 weeks really have bought into the team thing, and we're going to run, play action, and have a drop back game and all the other stuff that goes with it. But he's in a position where he's going to have to block because he's near the point of attack, being in the slot, and he's been very tough. And like I said, he's not very big, but he's real tough, and he'll put his body on you, and he'll fight your butt off. So that's what you ask.
You mentioned the competition you have there. We've heard a lot about guys teaching stuff. Just what is that gap kind of behind them? Kind of how's that filled out?
Well, you got Pete, who's an older guy who's really had a great camp and a great offseason, not only as a leader, but just a guy who his work ethic every day. He's done stuff on and off the field, handling his business, things of that nature. So he's a guy that's got great size, and he's dependable. He's a special teams guy. So those type guys we're really counting on that way. And Keon is a guy who is a local guy that has the ability, has the talent. Now it's time to shine. So he's getting his opportunity and making the most of it. A guy that I know a lot about, Thomas Jackson, who's an older guy who's very experienced in spread offense and brings a lot not only in the special teams but as a slot receiver. And another guy brings some experience to the table as far as that goes. And Justin's been a guy, Justin Marshall, who has the size and has the speed. He just needs playing time and snaps because he just hasn't had any. So really behind all those guys, there's guys that really hadn't seen the field at all, but it's time for them to do that.
Those numbers, is it hard when you're trying to think about how many guys get on the field? Is it hard to kind of juggle how many guys are out there?
Sometimes it is. Camp is not, because you do so much running, and it's the opportunity to give guys reps like that. As we get closer and closer to the game, they start to see those reps diminish, and special teams is such a vital part of that we'll have guys, JJ's one of those guys that's on the special team, and a few others that are making their way through special teams and playing a little bit. The more they play on special teams, the better chance they got to play for me, because there's only so many reps you can get. You got to be on the bus and be able to make it.
You got a lot of guys that are different. Do you not in your room? I mean, you've got some speed, you've got some toughness, some big guys. So you have a variety along with the competition.
We do. We've got a good mix, not only of size and stature. We've got some guys that are vertically challenged, kind of like me. And then we got some guys that are nice and big and tall, like Seth and Dez. And as I mentioned, Pete's probably the tallest of the group, but Justin's nice size too. And then you got some medium guys with Tyler and a few other guys like that. So you got some 6'5", 5'11" guys. Then you got the mighty midgets, run. You can't hit their head underneath. They run underneath the table and they'll be all right, but you can't catch them either. They got good ball skills. They're quick. They got a lot of things about them that bring a lot to the table, either in the slot or at a motion guy or a speed sweep guy, stuff like that.
You come here and you bring the idea of kind of that freak mindset into them. How do you, I guess, pitch that to the guys and kind of get them to understand what you're learning?
Well, it's a lot easier when you look back on the wall and you see, Hall of Fame receivers and guys who've been drafted and still playing in the league today, and you can show their tape and their video of doing the same drills or doing the same thing that they want to be doing at the next level. And it doesn't matter whether who they are. That's what you aspire to be. Playing in this league, you want to go to the NFL and win a national championship or win a world championship. That's the reason you play the game. You play it to win. And these guys are at an extremely high level, and that's what we do. We use all kind of tapes, whether example from other teams or example from pros or whatever it is, to get them to buy in. It wasn't real hard.
What does that term mean to you?
Freak? Well, first of all, it's when the lights come on, freaks come out at night. So, when they come on, it's time to shine. And those guys know that, and when you put in one-on-one positions, those guys got to make it happen. We say it's fresh receivers, exciting all crowds smoothly. So, they're on the main stage. You see them catch the touchdown, or they see them drop the touchdown. So you're either the hero or you're not. And in that position, and the quarterback is even more so that way. And when you're in a skill position, you expect that. You want to be on that stage, and that's why you're in a skill position, to be that guy.
With Keon, what can he bring to this offense? Because we haven't really seen him in there a lot the first couple of years he was here. What can he kind of give you that maybe you don't get from some other guys?
Well, hopefully he's going to be 100% healthy. Like all guys coming through camp, you got your nicks and bruises. But other than that, it's the first time I think he's kind of been, where he's felt that way. So he's a guy that brings a great slot body and a Z-type body for us, meaning that 6-foot guy that's got some quickness and speed. He has some shiftiness. He's also a guy that on special teams is going to make his mark, whether it be either returning or helping spring that guy, and that's what we need. I can't tell you how important special teams is going to play in our season and the success. Those guys got to play for the guy next to him.
Not often do you get a guy like Thomas who comes in and has got the experience in being a veteran, and then you coached him as well. What has he helped, or what has he brought to this team as far as since he's been here?
Well, I think Mike, our strength coach, has talked about it, the work ethic. He's used to it. He's an older guy. He knows the grind. His numbers for the GPS have been off the charts. I think he's not only set team records, but personal records for himself. He's come in shape, and just the work ethic itself, and he knows what it takes to. He's been there in an ACC championship game. He knows what it takes. He's beaten Florida State. He's been there on that stage a little bit. So having a guy in the room that knows me and a little bit of respect and that sort of thing that can convey that to the guys when things don't necessarily go right. You say, hey, it's going to be all right. Here we go.